Good morning, everybody. Okay, so what do we have on watch today? So I've got in UGI here, and I've got a level at 37.22 and a level at 36.63 for entries on UGI. And so like with every stock, really, I want to see how it behaves when it opens. If, for example, on UGI, if it snaps down below this 37.22 level and then comes back up again pretty quickly, if it like drops down in here and then comes back up over 37.22 again, I'll want to see it confirm 37.22 and then move away, and I'll get interested. So this first number isn't exactly, that's not really an entry for me. It's the second number down here at 36.63 where I will feel confident to get into a position. I'll feel confident to buy here for a bounce. So let's see, next up is CCIV. Now CCIV is one that I've traded a few times over the past couple of weeks. You can see here it's been, it's given a lot of trades, and I've done okay on it. You can always, as a trader, you can always do better. There's always room for improvement. But I'm green on it, so green is good. I've got a level, and this is a pretty extreme level. Got a level of 31.55 on it. Now, what I might do is I might attempt, so there are a lot of little spots here to take an entry. So you can see on the pre-market here, that might be kind of hard to see on your screen. On the pre-market here, it's down into this breakup candle. Now, it made a new high. It couldn't hold on. It couldn't surpass this high right here and hold it and close above it. So that means there's going to be some price discovery inside of this breakup candle here. There's going to be some price discovery in this area here, in these upper wicks right here. Now, generally speaking, I can say I'm confident. I'm going to put a second level on this one. That I'm confident that we ought to see a bounce on this stock somewhere in this 32.14 to 32.35 area. It's kind of a tight range. However, I'll know what's nice about this is I'll know I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll know right away because 31.15 isn't that far away. So I probably I have pretty high confidence in this trade if it makes it all the way down there. So I'll probably go in with probably 1,000 shares on this. I'll average into 1,000 shares between 32.35 and 32.14. I'm going to put an alarm on this bottom number. I know I'm wrong at that bottom number. If it goes all the way down there, I'm out of the trade. WYNN Resorts. So I put Fibonacci on WYNN Resorts here. You can see, and I only chose one level. And the reason that I only chose one level is if WYNN Resorts pulls all the way back, there happens to be a Fibonacci level that coincides with the top of a gap. I mean, it's a few cents off. It's, let's see, 109.87 is the Fibonacci level I have, and the high here is 110.19. So that's a spread of almost 35 cents. And so if I get the opportunity today to buy the top of this gap right here, I'm going to take that opportunity and look for a bounce on WYNN, and I will also look to take quite a bit of risk on this trade. I have a high level of confidence in it. I don't like, so when a stock goes to fill a gap, there are a lot of traders who are willing to take the risk at the sort of the edges of the gap. I don't like that as much. I don't have as much confidence in it, and I don't have the numbers on it. But I prefer the other side of the gap. So there is quite possibly going to be price support and an opportunity at the top of the gap right here. However, I don't like it. I prefer the bottom of the gap. Down here, the gap's been filled, and that's when you know either you're going to be right or wrong there, and you'll know to cut losses quickly if it starts to break back down into the body of this candle right here, instead of just moving back in the opposite direction, instead of coming down here, hitting the price, and moving away, which is the trade that I'm looking for. Instead, I know I'll be wrong if it comes down, hangs around down here for a while in the body of this candle right here, and then doesn't recover. If it doesn't start moving the other direction quickly from the say like the top of this, the open on this day or something, then you know you're wrong. You leave, you get out, you go away, and trade another day. So definitely very bullish on this, on the top of this gap right here, and not interested in, or very bullish on the bottom of the gap right here, not interested in the top of the gap. So let's see. Now, one of the small caps just set off an alarm here, one of the momentum trades. Let's see what ROCH is doing. Okay, so ROCH, wait, no, SINO is the one that just set off the alarm. Okay, I've got a fib here on ROCH, and I'm not interested in using a Fibonacci, pardon me, on ROCH. What I will do, though, is I'll put, let's get rid of that Fibonacci. I'm going to have it there just kind of as quick reference. What I am interested, though, in doing is getting, if I can get $24.44 roughly, $24.44 and $23.87, if the price comes down into this range, then I'm interested. As of right now, it's just kind of taking off pre-market. It might leave me behind if it doesn't come back into this, and I'll watch it. If it does a gap and go, I'll get to see. But basically, ROCH, I don't know what's going on with it. Let's check the news. Let's see. February 5th, volatility. There's no new news. The warrants on ROCH are popping up in the pre-market. I don't see them. Oh, yeah, here they are. They're on the scanner. So they're falling down just a bit. The warrants are coming down just a tad bit. And actually, I'm seeing some other, another one popped up. Let's just check it out here real quick. NDRA. Yeah, NDRA warrants are popping up. Endura Life Sciences. Pretty low float, or pretty low stock there. 25 million share float. I think this is what I'm going to add to the watch list here. The warrants are popping up, and they're up 64%. And what I've found is when warrants on a stock pop up, it has some kind of an effect on the stock itself. So previous day's high here, I'll mark it out, 239. All time, well, let's see if this is all time high or not. Let's go back and do a little bit of history here. Okay, so it's a fairly new stock. Used to have a 3.9 million share float. They've been issuing more and more stock. Let's see what its metrics look like real quick. Wow. So revenues, that's pretty terrible. Let's see what it's doing quarterly. Yeah, it's just losing money. So it's been, let's check the news here. says company believes it complied with. Oh, okay. All right. So Life Sciences wins Chinese patent of TAE's platform technology to calculate fat concentration in tissue. Okay. ENDRA Life Sciences extends GE healthcare collaboration deal by 2 years. All right. Well, so they've done some kind of an SBA type of partnership deal with a large cap. I don't know. We'll see how the stock acts. We'll see if it behaves well. All right. So then SINO. Look at that. SINO is starting to take a dump here. Pre-market. I put Fibonacci on it just to kind of get a feel for where it is. Let's take that fib off. Yeah, it really decided to take a dump there pre-market. It was running up to 1071 and has now come back down to nearly the prior day's close there. Small cap momentum, you know, it just it's tough, you know, being able to figure out what's going on. It's on watch. Who knows? Maybe it'll pop up again. But this is why I stay away from trading pre-market, also, because you'll get stuck. This is let's see. This candle went from 924 to as low as 702. That's $2 on a million shares, almost a million shares traded here. So it's getting beat up pre-market. Let's see what the news is. A little changed. Oh, yeah, this is the global shipping that started doing some Bitcoin mining. That's interesting. That's just interesting to me. There's something about the combination of being a global shipper and having cryptocurrency kind of in your back pocket. Something about that combination is attractive to me. I have it on watch. And then there's NDRA. So NDRA is the one that had the warrants popping up I was talking about. And then there's NMRD. Let's see, NMRD. Oh yeah, okay. So this one's coming back really far. So it ran up pre-market. You can see here to $23.30 a share, and now it's coming all the way down to $10.50. I've marked off a price at this at 704. That's the previous day's high. So I think 70. I'll go back and check that real quick to make sure that is the previous day's high here. Okay, previous day's high is actually at 710, not 704. So yeah, it's putting in a bull flag here. See here, this bull flag at the moment. There's probably going to be, this is the daily chart, so there's probably going to be some more consolidation on this stock. However, I'll have to just watch it. It's on watch. I don't really see much of a momentum trade. I don't see much of a trade on it right now. We'll see how it does later in the day or in the morning. So those are the stocks that I have on watch. Here, let's open up another window for that other symbol that I just added. NDRA. Yeah, there we go. And so 239, I'd say over 239, and I'll get interested in NDRA. It'll make this, if it starts moving, it'll make this nice kind of curling up. If it starts curling up past 239, it'll make a curling up and beyond move there. So let me get rid of those brush marks. And you know, I keep changing, and it keeps changing back. I keep changing the threshold here to top margin. I like my top margin to be a little bit larger. It helps me, it gives me space to work with there. So, and TradingView keeps changing it back. So let's apply to all, click OK. And then save. Let's go back actually. Let's get the fib retracement off of that one. Now let's see if it saved it. So I have a 20% margin on top. Okay, 27, all right, finally. All right, so now I have the margins on top that I want. Okay, so yeah, recap, UGI, 3722 and 3663 are the levels. CCIV, between 3235 and 3214, I'm looking to, if it dips down that low, looking to get into a position. WYNN, 109.85. NDRA, over $2.39. SINO, really, I've got $11.30 marked off as a high. Yeah, I don't see anything happening with SINO right now. I guess I'll put off. Let's this open back here at that's $6 even. Yeah, I'll put an alarm there at $6. If it goes all the way back down to $6, it'll be a buy. NMRD, yeah, I've got $7.10 as the previous day's high. Probably see a bounce there. Not very confident in NMRD here. 710. Yeah, it just. Let's refresh it so I can get that 20% margin on top again. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, see, it's at 10%. Why can I not get it to stay at 20% every time? It could defend $10. The stock price could defend. It's such a psychological number. There are going to be a lot of people who are like, oh, hey, look, it'll bounce off of 10. Who knows? We'll see. And then NDRA over 239. So that is the plan for the day. Then I guess let's go back over and we'll take a look at DraftKings. I have 200 shares of DraftKings. I bought it. Let's see what my average is here. I have DraftKings at $46, 200 shares at $46.15. And it is working on breaking into new all-time highs. I believe these are new all-time highs here. Let's look at the 1 day. Yeah, this is new all-time high territory. And so I have the all-time high at 64.30. So push through 64.30, and it hits blue skies. And then BILI is the other one. I have 150 shares of this at $120. I bought it back down here after this dip right here, and it came back up and poked through this Fibonacci. I started buying it on this day right here. The correct entry, I may have started purchasing at 118 or so, and then bought some more at 122 or so. I'm in these at roughly 119. It's like $119.98. So $120 a piece for 150 shares. So it's doing its thing. This stock consolidated for about 6 months. Broke out. You can see I had a level on it down here at 60 where I traded it a while back. Actually, I was in this stock from 60 up until this pullback. It hit roughly 90, and then pulled back down to 80 something, and I sold it in here. Then I've been getting back in and out as it ran through these areas, and now on this dip. This run ought to last for about 6 months. So this is November, December, January, February, March, April. So November, December, February, March, November, December, January, February, March, April. So into April, we ought to see this thing continue to make this bullish move. And I did manage to get back in with a little bit of size here on this dip. So those are kind of long-term plays. And then there's Vodafone. Vodafone is one, I'm waiting for it to dip back down to $18 for a run up into, I don't know, I suppose the 20s, we'll call it, for it to run back up into this area here. So yeah, looking for a pullback on Vodafone to $18 for an entry. Those are my swing trades. And so for my dailies, we'll go back. Here we are, UGI. Somewhere, I'm more comfortable at 36.63 than I am with an entry at 37.22. And there's CCIV, WYNN. I'm going to take the fib off of WYNN. It's kind of distracting. Make sure I get all the fibs off of everything. All right, fibs are off of everything. All right, so that's the game plan for the day. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, click subscribe, hit the like button, tap the bell for notifications. I'm live usually by 9 o'clock every morning. Some mornings I'm a little bit late because I've got 2 young ones with snow days and COVID-19 restrictions and school openings and closures and all sorts of crazy stuff. But usually I'm in the office by somewhere around 8 o'clock to 8:30. I have everything set up and ready to go, and I'm broadcasting by 9 o'clock. Let's see, we've got about 13 minutes to the bell. Yeah, so I need to get these names entered into the trading windows. Okay. Again, welcome to the channel. If you're looking for a place where you can just kind of hang out and trade and bounce off ideas off of somebody, jump in. I started this channel so that I wouldn't trade alone anymore, really. I was a part of a chat service for quite some time, and I decided to just kind of go on my own here and do my, after 6 months of not being a part of the chat service anymore, I decided to and sitting here trading on my own, I decided to start my own channel and see if I can get some couple folks, smart traders or even people who are just starting out to join in. I started when I was a student working on a mechanical engineering degree. I did a lot of calculus. I did 5 semesters of calculus. And I found that tutoring was the best way to learn calculus. And so if there are people who, have questions about their trades and so forth, it kind of helps reinforce good habits to tell someone else, sort of the tricks of the business, how to manage risk, so on and so on. All right, so let's see, SINO. SINO as of right now is a no-go. ROCH, I think ROCH is probably the one that I'm going to keep an closest eye on. NMRD, no. NDRA, no. SINO, no. ROCH is pretty much the one. And I always have Airbnb up. However, I never really trade. I traded it once on opening day when it IPO'd. But after that, I really haven't traded it. Let's reconfigure the Fibonacci's here. Let's take it down to this one right here. So this 196.31 level looks like a good level. If it bounces off of that again, well, it's at one. So pre-market's at 199. It closed at 195.31. I love Airbnb. In fact, since I started using Airbnb, I haven't stayed in a hotel. Well, no, that's not true. So I stay in a hotel on occasion, but when I go on vacation, you know, there are a couple of vacation spots that my family and I like, and when I go to stay on vacation for an extended period of time, I'm going to Airbnb. I'm not going to a hotel. You know, I'm not interested. I want to go. You know, it's such a fantastic service. I really just wouldn't be surprised to see Airbnb's stock price in the same sort of bracket. I have it as a momentum. I don't have it as large cap, but like Expedia. What is XPD? What's Expedia? XPE. There we go. EXPE. I thought EXPE was quite a bit higher, 141. Well, so like hotels.com, Expedia. What's the one? I'm trying to think of. There's a stock, like a vacation type thing. Like I don't remember the symbol. I can't remember the symbol. So many thousands of symbols. It's like in the $1,000 range, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Airbnb in that once COVID lets up and travel restrictions let up and all that stuff. I just wouldn't be surprised to see Airbnb really in the nosebleeds pricing wise. That's not a scientific study of the price of Airbnb or its revenues and earnings and stuff. I think, let's see, the company is definitely, yeah. So right now it's negative 674 million on 2019 quarterly. It put in a positive revenue of 219 million on 1.34 billion in revenue in the last quarter. It's estimated to lose $8.42 a share on its next earnings. Yeah, I think Airbnb is probably one of the best companies for stays. All right. Yeah, so it's pretty much the strategy for the day. Now I've got everything set up in my trading windows. Let's put I'm going to put 3663 in for UGI. $32.35. WYNN 109.85. And ROCH. Got about a minute to the bell, a little bit more than a minute. And I think ROCH is the one I'm going to keep a close eye on here. Has a really low float. Has a float of 9.82 million shares, roughly 10 million shares. So there's definitely room for this thing to squeeze. And we'll see how it behaves. All right, ding, 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 bell. We are open for business. So Monday's going to start off pretty slow. So UGI is coming down into its first support level there. We'll see how it acts there at 37.22. It's trading really fairly light. CCIV, yeah, I'm looking between 32.35 and 32.14 here. I've already got an order in. Got an open order in at 32.35. Let's see if we get a bounce there. Really low volume on ROCH here. Kind of low volume across the board really right now. All right, let's see if we can get a pullback here on ENLV. Okay, I'm long 100 shares here on CCIV at $34.24. I only got filled on 100 shares. Looks like 35 is going to act like a little bit of resistance. All right, so we're getting here's the pullback I was looking for on ENLV. Now what I'm waiting for is a new 1 minute high. So a price break over 23.50 here, and I'm a buyer. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm long 200 shares at $23.51. And looking for the next leg higher after this pullback. So we got a pullback here. We got a pullback here. And now, let's see. Is this thing working its way into blue sky territory? Let's take a look back here. Okay, so it hit 44 bucks back here. There's a gap there, consolidation around 28 bucks. So if this thing hits $28, that'd be cool. Let's take those marks off. $24.44 right now is the price to beat. There it goes. Very nice. So ENLV isn't one of the stocks that was on the scanner this morning. This is one that's just been popping up on the momentum scanner at after the open. So I'm looking at 28 bucks. Roughly $28 is a spot where I'm going to take profit if it can make it that high. I'm going to take half and let the other half ride and see if I can get a home run trade out of it. All right, I'm going to take half my profit here on this little pullback. So now I'm only in 100 shares. I'm in at 23.51. And I suppose if it dips down back below this 24.44, then I'll get rid of the other half too. Let's see if anything else is pulling back here while this figures out what it wants to do. Okay, so yeah, I'm dumping the other 100 shares right here just to protect profits. So I made about, let's see, 23.51 I dumped right around 25.50. So we made about 200 bucks there. So let's check my realized gains and losses here. So I bought 200 shares at 23.51. Then I sold 100 at 25.75 and another 100 at 24.40. So about $300 worth of profit there. I may have let it go early because this thing, the way this thing is looking, it's looking good. So I would call this, I'm calling this the first pullback, and then this one the second pullback, which this could just be this first sort of what I'm calling a pullback right here. That might not be an actual pullback. That might just be a pullback. I don't know, a momentary pullback instead of an actual like sort of a flagging motion like you see here and you see here. So I may have gotten out a little bit early. It could actually run to 28, which is where I was originally thinking that it would push. It could just need some more time to push that higher, to push that high. However, I'm taking profits and saying thank you to Mrs. Market for my daily allowance. Thank you, Mama. All right. So we've got a little bit, if it doesn't break out right here on the 1 minute, we've got a little bit of a double top thing working right here on the 1 minute. Oop, there it goes. Yeah, so I think then, as it's just proven here, that this is the first pullback and then this is the second pullback. And usually these things are only good for two pullbacks. After the second pullback, you know, it usually doesn't do a third and a fourth and so forth. You know, and I say usually because there's no rules. You know, there's no hard and fast rule that it has to behave a certain way. This is all the consensus of the buyers and sellers on the market. Well, what a beautiful day on the broader market. And, you know, this is it only has, ENLV has about a 13.5 million share float. Yeah, this thing ought to, like, as long as there are people who are interested in buying, you know, it ought to continue squeezing with such a low float. I made some cash on it though, so you know, I executed my trade. I'm in, I'm out. You know, the best way to give back profits is to overtrade. You know, if I start seeing opportunities that just really aren't there, like, so this line, this sort of what was resistance line could now be support, but I don't have confidence in it. In fact, I'm just going to head and get rid of it so that it's not up there as to like to trick my mind. This is my risk range portfolio, and it's just all green. That is I'm short the TLT, so that being green isn't exactly what I want to see. However, it's only up on the day by, let's go here, by 5 cents. So I mean, it doesn't really hurt very much. It's that and EEM. I haven't put EEM in there yet. Yeah, I think I'm only short that one. Yeah, I'm only short that one stock. Silver is doing really well. So I'm a member of Hedgeye. I have their, I don't know, they have like these 3 different levels. It's like bronze, platinum, and then I don't know what the other one is. I'm a member of the platinum service. It costs $1,000 a year, and it's well worth it. If you have a portfolio to manage around a core position, I highly recommend Hedgeye. They do a great job of forecasting where to put your money, which sectors to be in, and so forth. It's nice. It takes the stress out of managing a portfolio. So ENLV is working on a third pullback here. This is on the 1-minute chart, and it's stair stepping up. It's nice, stair step up like that. So it's just it's got to break out here. If otherwise, what'll happen? I don't know if you've heard the saying before, but stocks will stair step up and take the elevator down. So what you'll see here is a stair step up, and then take the elevator down, especially on momentum plays. That's just kind of the way it goes. So it's got to break out to the upside. If it breaks down, let's say past, if it breaks down past this level here at $26 roughly, yeah, $26 on the spot, then it's just going to head down for the rest of the day. NDRA isn't really doing much. SINO isn't really doing much. SINO is really interesting to me. I might take a stab at SINO here. If it pops back up above 772, I might take a stab at SINO. Let's take a look at the daily. So it could be working on, kind of a long-term movement here. I'm going to treat it as a trade. I'm interested in this as an investment, but not until I see what goes on with price. ROCH really isn't doing much. WYNN isn't doing much. Let's take a look at this. There's a stock that's been hitting the scanner all morning. And that's interesting. I wonder, let's see, they are finance. I don't see brief. This is 3 hours ago. ARYA Sciences says Nautilus Biotechnology to list on NASDAQ through merger with company. Okay, interesting. That's good news. That's definitely tradable news. That is definitely a tradable catalyst. I'm late to the game on it, though. I mean, it's been popping off in the scanner literally all morning. And it's not a bad chart. Opened up, kind of staggered around, had a run up, pulled back, and now it's running up again. I wonder if it went into a halt. 953, 954, 46, 47. I don't see any time gaps here, so I don't think it went into a halt this morning. But it looks like it's kind of coming down to check in with this 9 exponential moving average. That this red candle has high volume, but not the highest volume on the day. Let's see, it actually is trading fairly light too. 117,000 shares traded on this big green candle. Only 42,000 shares traded on this green candle. This red candle, 104,000 shares. Let's see what the daily looks like here. Fairly new stock, blue skies, so there's a lot of price discovery that can happen with it. I'm going to wait for a 1 minute pullback, and I'll give it a stab. So there are a couple ways to play it. So there ought to be support somewhere around the 1647 level, but I won't know that until it actually does support, until the price action there is supported. You can see that was a breakout level for a trade over 1647, an entry at 1647. We're giving you going as high as 1768. Probably could have grabbed, it's more than $1 move, so you probably could have easily grabbed about 50 cents off of that move. As of right now, I can't really. Well, what was once resistance is now support, so it's got to prove that it's going to be support, though, before I'm interested. And so the way to trade the momentum is to get into the next candle's high. So if it breaks 1689, it's an entry. If the next 1 minute passes, which we should be into the next 1 minute now already, actually. The charts are moving not in conjunction with the level 2 that I can see on my trading platform. Charts are lagging a bit. So 1669, I'm going to put this into my trading window. ARYA. See here, it's pulling back pretty far. Imagine, if there's some price discovery to happen here between 1513 and 1637, roughly, that's okay. I would say below this level right here, and the stock is just kind of done for the day. We're coming up on 10 o'clock, and Monday mornings can be interesting. Like everybody comes back hungover from the Super Bowl, or what have you. Monday mornings are just usually, it seems like things start off kind of slow Monday mornings and pick up, there's always the morning rush, there's always the opening bell rush, and a few minutes after that. And then there's on Monday, it seems like there's kind of like the 11 o'clock crowd, or, quite significantly after 10:30, which, the first trading hour of the day has on average, the highest amount of volume. But on Mondays, it seems to kind of lag a bit. I think it's just kind of it's the Mondays. I got a case of the Mondays. Traders come in and just kind of are moving a little bit slower than normal. So now, if the momentum is going to play out, 1640 is an entry. And now that the minute rolled over, 1608 is the entry. SINO, what are you doing, SINO? Why'd my SINO alarm go off? Oh, you know what? I'll bet you SINO's level 2. Let's see the level 2 on SINO. Oh, yeah. So that's interesting. So, all right, I'm going to take an entry on SINO here for 500 shares. If it pops back over. So the chart, this is interesting. So the market price went over the price level that I was looking at. However, the chart wasn't representing that. So, interesting. Okay, ARYA is coming into a pretty important level of support here. If it breaks that support, the stock might have another chance of running up after this, 1512 support right here. But it's not a high confidence trade. SINO, I'm waiting for SINO. It's got to break above and hold this level. I'm waiting for it to do that to get into a trade on that. I've got an order ready to go. ROCH really isn't doing much. ARYA has been hitting the scanner all morning, but now that, then this is why I don't jump, like after I jump over to one, I want to wait and see what it does. SINO's acting like it wants to pop off. We will see. All right, I'm in 100 shares at 766. I just hotkeyed into it. There we go. I just hotkeyed into another 100 shares on SINO. Let's see what happens here. Okay, just hotkeyed into another 100 shares. I'm long 300 shares on SINO. Definitely want to see it break for the break of 772 here. It's riding its moving averages, and the idea here is to see it squeeze between its moving averages and run up. Let's turn that green. Green is good. We like green. Pretty low. It's got to start hitting the momentum scanner for it to get attention from traders. So it's a little bit after 10 o'clock. That's okay for a Monday. A little bit after 10:30 is actually still even okay. I'm in 300 shares at an average of 768, anticipating the break above 772. The level 2 is dipping down to 758. It's not really showing it on the chart. 765 on the ask. Yes, you know, there's 761 on the bid. And the chart is popping down to 758. So watching the level 2 is really important here. I have alarms on the chart. I ought to put alarms in my level 2. $756 on the bid. Yeah, 757 on the bid. 760 on the bid. Oh, you know, breakout or bailout. If the stock doesn't do what you expect it to do when you expect to do it, then you know you're not in the right trade. So I'm going to give this probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 minutes from where I entered right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So at 10:13, I'm dumping this thing if it doesn't make it. A little round of buying there. We've got 773. It's not showing up on the, there we go. So on the level 2, it just broke. On the charts, it's not showing the break. We've got 780 on the ask. 4,200 share seller at $7.80. I'll see it pop up on the graph on the chart here in a moment. There you go. You can see it now on the chart. Now let's see the daily levels here that are really important. All right, so a break above 813 will be really important for SINO. I'll put it on the 1 minute. It's grinding. It's moving really slowly. 788 is on the ask. 784 is on the bid. So the chart, the graph is really not keeping up. They go 792 on the ask. 793. The whole round number of $8 is going to be resistance, which is just, you know, true with every stock. Most round numbers, especially round numbers under 10 and at the $0.50 underneath of $10, it's important. Over $10, it becomes less important. The whole numbers, the halves at, you know, at 11.50, you know, 12.50, so on, that isn't as important as the whole number of 11 and 12 and so forth after it hits 10. But essentially the idea is to see a stock go over $10. Once it's over $10, it's like, well, can it make it to 15? Well, if it can make it to 15, can it make it to 20? You know, so let's see. I've got an order ready in case this thing starts to dump. I've got an order ready to get rid of it profitably. The level 2 slowing down quite a bit. There's a rush of buying there to push toward 8. Couldn't quite make it. there's definitely some level 2 movement that is not showing up on the chart. Got a 4,400 share buyer at 780. It's now a 4,500 share buyer at 780. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of profit here at 780. I've got 200 shares remaining. Really small trade, really small profits, but base hits will get you into the Hall of Fame. A career of base hits will get you into the Hall of Fame. All right, so I've got an auto order in. So if it dips to 779, I'm going to ditch the rest of the position. Otherwise, I'm going to let it ride, see if we can break 813 here. If we can break 813, then got some pre-market stuff here at 1643. Yeah, this thing has definitely been popping up in the pre-market day after day. There are interested buyers. And they're pre-market participants too, not just like regular hour participants. Let's see, ENLV just really pulling back. Yeah, so it did give 3 bites at the apple there. ENLV gave a chance here, a chance here, and then even kind of an elongated chance here. And then now it's just kind of fading away. You usually don't get three tries on it. It was nice of ENLV to give us 3 opportunities to profit on it there. Usually you only get 2, then it rolls over. Let's move back over to SINO here. Okay, dip back down. Almost took me out of the trade there at 7. I have it at 779. It went down as low as 781. So 2 cents away from getting stopped out of the trade. ROCH is grinding. I didn't get an entry in ROCH. I think, my entry is at 24.44, then 23.87. Just didn't give me a chance. Yeah, UGI, I imagine at some point during the day today, it'll hit this 36.63 number. I'll be interested. CCIV, I did trade it. I did manage to pull a little bit of profit. I think 40 cents of profit on 100 shares. I didn't have a high conviction on it. I think 34.16 to 34.35. I entered it, I think, right at the top of this candle for the break over the open. But my entries were down here at 32.35 and 32.14 for a high risk, for the high confidence, high risk trade. And so I only got into 100 shares on it. I was looking for, getting into this for, some considerable size, like 1,000, 2,000 shares size. But if it's not going to give it to me, it's not going to give it to me. ARYA just falling away. There's after this level down here, roughly 15.12, it's doing its best to hold on to $15 a share. This is the one that's going public through, combined with a blank check firm, Nautilus Biotechnology. I guess it's trying to roll out a sort of semi-IPO. I think you can't really call it an IPO. I guess it's probably like a conglomerate type of situation. But ARYA is going to get to claim this Nautilus as a part of an enterprise, and then show profits or revenues or whatever on its own balance sheet. You can see here it did bounce off of this 15.12, went right into this 15.51 area for a little bit there. It's not the same trade now, though. I think it's probably done for the day. This is VWAP is down here at 15.04. It could be something. I just after you sit here and stare at the screens long enough, you can make the case for anything, going up or going down. All right. 10:15. NMRD. What's the news on NMRD here? This is from December 17th. Numera Medical launches Beat Diabetes Program. Adhesive Novell ProBeat non-invasive daily wear adhesive glucose monitor. So I guess instead of sticking yourself with and doing blood tests, you can do it through your skin. You can monitor glucose levels through your skin. Sounds good. It definitely sounds neat. It is popping up here. I have a level at 704, which is the gap. Perhaps a red to green move. Let's put the 1 minute back up. So open all the way up here, quite a bit above VWAP. Looks like it's going to make a stab for VWAP. And red to green is over 1223. Let's see. NMRD. The level 2, the stock is not keeping up with the level 2. Yeah, I think it'll probably make a stab for VWAP there, yeah. So level 2 is 1147. Over 1223 will be a very interesting spot. I think I'm going to make a stab at it for a push to 1223 there. So I'm in 200 shares at 1158. It looked like it was going to push into a circuit breaker halt. Um, 1223 is my target. It's not hitting the scanner yet. A little bit of a pullback there. There we go. Back into 1180 on the ask. A bounce off of VWAP, 1130. Kind of bouncing back and forth here. I'll go ahead and cut the trade there. I sold at 1167, so only 9 cents of profit on those 200 shares. But I'm going to wait for this period of consolidation right here and see if we can get a push past 1223. Over 1223, I'll go for another trade on it. $12 is going to be a little bit of resistance. Shouldn't be too bad. There we go. We got some interested buyers. There. All right. So I have an order in for 1228. See if I can get filled at 1228. It's leaving me behind. Okay, so I missed the trade. You know, that's the way it goes sometimes. And it was trying to squeeze into a halt there at 1258. Looks like it's trying to squeeze into a halt. I'll try and get into this halt here, see if I can get a couple hundred shares in at 1258. Trading halted. Didn't make it in. All right. Okay, we might have a runner here. And this is what I'm talking about with Mondays. This is kind of late in the morning. Usually you'll see halts like this, stocks squeezing up into a halt and making the runs before 10 o'clock in the morning. This is the first halt that I've seen today so far. So let's see. We'll have to see where it opens up. My guess is that this will probably open up higher and then pull back a little bit. And on that pullback is where I will attempt to get into some share size here. So it halted at roughly 1021. So we're waiting on a little bit of time after 1026 to get in, to put in an order. And the news on this thing is old. I mean, it's from December 9th. December 17th, sorry. It's definitely a neat product. And so, let's see, December 17th. There's the 18th and there's the 17th. So on December 17th, this news must have come out after hours. I wonder if it'll give us a time, what time it is. So there's no time there on the news. But you can see back here, let's go on the daily. So back here on the 17th, the price ranged from opening, let's see, high is 380, low is 357. And then the next day, high was 440, low is 364. So only really like an 76-cent spread. And then today, it's really launching. There must be some other news out there somewhere on NMRD for it to have just decided to take off today. I guess it's got its first order. Let me go and see if there's anything on the Street Smart Edge. NMRD. No news other than it going into halts. Oh, so this is the second halt on it, but it halted on the way down. 932, 933, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43. It says it halted at and resumed. Let's see what that date is. Yeah, 2/8 resumed at 9:47. The chart isn't, the 1 minute isn't showing a halt. It's interesting. It says it halted at 9:37, it said. Okay, there it is. Okay, so it did halt on the way down. That's strange. The news on Street Smart Edge says that it halted at 9:37, but on the charts it says it halted at 9:33 and opened back up again at 9:38. So it halted on the way down this morning. So it had that run up and then halted back down. So basically what it did is gap and go, shook out the weak hands, went from $3, $12.23 down to 9.47, 9.38. So it really shook out some of the weak hands there, and has now decided to make a run for the upper prices there. And so let's go back in history here and look a little bit and see what kind of prices we have. So we have prices that are kind of high here at 1642. That's on a 21 million share float. And right now you can see here that it's now a 23 million share float roughly, so not that many. So it issued some more shares, but that shouldn't be enough really to dilute the price too much or anything. So let's see where NMRD opens back up. It's going to open up here pretty soon. There it's open. Little dip down. Chance to buy. All right, so I'm long 500 shares at $12.36 a share. Uh-oh. Oh no. 11.25, now it's halted on the way down again. So it's going to shake me out for about $1 a share. Oh no. That sucks. Let's see. Today, yeah, that's gonna, so 90, let's see, 450 plus, it's 550. So right now, I'm down on this one trade as much as I made in the morning. That's too bad. 136, 71. All right. So I jumped in this at 12.37, right up here. Well, let's see if it'll open higher. Let's see if I can. I don't know. Fight this bear. I'll probably just look for an opportunity to get out of it as close to break even as possible. Really, a little pullback. I think it pulled back to. I don't have the 1 second chart on it, but it pulled back to like the 12 area, and I hit buy on it, and I got filled at 1237. So I got filled pretty high. SINO's rolling over. The SINO is one that I'll probably come back to in like a month or so. If price can settle down into the $4, $5 range, say 434 range roughly, then I'll invest long term in SINO. But otherwise, I'm waiting for the prices to come down. ARYA. There's a little consolidation area here on ARYA. It's sort of the same price level here. I don't see a trade though. If I'm going to trade something like this, I want immediate results. I'm not going to buy it here and hold on to it. UGI. UGI did break back above that 37.22 level as far as 36.91, so only a few cents there. CCIV, ARYA, NMRD, ENLV, NDRA. 1027, so we're looking at roughly 1032 time frame for it to open back up. Got a sell order ready to go. I'll put it at 11 even. And I'm going to have to get lucky if I get out of this down $600 roughly, then that'll be what it is. See, 1032 is about to roll around. All right, 1032. It ought to open up pretty soon. It might be a 10-minute halt. Okay, 1033. So the 5-minute time frame is up. 1027 and 1023. So there must be a 10-minute halt. Just kind of waiting for it to open back up. Everything has gotten really quiet. The scanner isn't going off anymore. The volume has fallen off of everything. Yeah, it's gotten really quiet. Let's take a look at the daily real quick on NMRD. All right, so it's still green. $10:35, almost 10:36. At least another minute to go to see if it's going to be a 10-minute halt or if it's just going to be a 5-minute halt. Just kind of hanging tight. About 15 seconds to go until it hits 10:37. We'll see in the 10:37-minute time frame there, we'll see it open back up if it's going to be a 10-minute halt. And it's open. Oh, it opened up much lower after 10 minutes there. That's really quite a low open. We ought to see it recover from that. That's near the lows of the day there. I think that's it turned it red again on the day. Let's see if I can get this thing to get back up to the 11s here. Let's see if we can see if it'll run back up again. It's doing its best to hold on to $10 here. There's a hidden buyer at that 10.01. Level 2 is showing a 300 share buyer at 10.01, but it's rolling through 10.01 quite a bit. There's some support at $10 there. if it breaks $10, I'm gonna have to dump pretty quickly. As of right now, I'm down $1,000 on this trade. I bought at 12.37 and it's now at 10.28. So I'm down $2 a share, and that was within the span of seconds. That's momentum for you. And so, okay, so here we go, 1070. $28 on the bid, 50 on the ask. And there's a hidden seller at 50, 1050. Oh hum. So I turned as of right now, a plus 500 and almost 575, call it. If I bail out now, it'll be a negative 425 day, unfortunately. Let's see if this thing can start running back up again. So it made it back over 1050 there, and now it's going to work on getting back to 11, I suppose. There's the top of this candle right here, just over 11. It would be so much like the stock market for it to go into a halt like that. And the thing about this halt too is it halted over the open, which means it was making a red to green move and it halted. And then I guess, I don't know, buyers got out, said, okay, well, I guess I'm, getting out after they suffered through, who knows. 1060 on the bid, 1072. Did a pretty good job of defending $10 there. I wonder if it's just going to bob around $10 for the rest of the day. And still a hidden buyer at $10. $10 is holding. If it goes below $10, it's gonna really take a beating. So I've got a sell order ready. Definitely want to see $10. A 10,000 share buyer that's showing up at $10 even. 10.10 on the ask. Volume is definitely falling off. To 11:45. Yeah, the volume is really light, so the momentum trade is over. The best I think that I could do at this point is to get out of this if buyers decide to come into this stock again for, whatever kind of push they want to give it. And then, the best I can hope for is break even on the day. Not even break even on the stock, but break even on the day, which at 11:37, I'd be roughly break even on the day. And I think that's probably about the best that I can hope for. Yeah. This is pretty much it for the day. That was the move. That was it right there. And so if I'm able to get out of this break even on the day, then I'm lucky. I think I'm just gonna have to take the loss. This is probably what it's going to do for the rest of the day, is just kind of bounce around the $10 area. So I'm out. Oh well. That's really just really too bad. Let's see. Let me do some math here. So I overstayed my welcome. I should obviously not have traded that. It was looking fantastic. So it squeezed into a halt here, green on the day. So it opened here at 11:03 roughly, then squeezed up into a halt past its high of day, which is a big deal. Which that's a red to green move. That's tradable. You have something to trade against. Came into a halt, dipped down, and I bought. I hit the buy button right when it hit this high of day level. Right around, I saw the level 2 hit $12. I hit buy on 500 shares, and then it just tanked, and then went into a halt on the downside. Opened significantly lower. Didn't even give me a chance at all to bump up to get out with a partial loss inside this candle at all. Opened up significantly lower, and now this is probably all it's going to do for the rest of the day, is just hang around this $10 level. There might be an afternoon run, but I won't be here for it. And so I traded CCIV once for, you know, $40 gain. ENLV I traded, and that's the one where I should have taken size and risk instead of on NMRD. I took my size on NMRD when I should have taken size on ENLV, which was a much better setup. So anyway, let's see, clear 39.92 plus 449.07 plus 33.01 plus 1298 plus 3097 equals $565, or $565.95 was where I was sitting before I jumped into this NMRD trade. Now, minus 222.96 minus 222.96 minus 664.93 equals a negative $544 day instead of a positive $565 day on one foul trade that I took way too much size on, obviously, and definitely it's just horrible. I mean, look at that. The price ran up, and I was like, hey, you know, this thing looks like it's starting to curl up. Maybe I should jump in. By the time I jumped in, by the time I was like, okay, let's take a position on this, it was into the halt. I was like, or wait, no. It was after the halt. I was like, okay, let's wait for it to open up. We'll take a little dip down and start running up again. And it did not. You know, that's what I get. I definitely should have walked away positive $565. Like, I need to learn that lesson again after I don't know how many years of trading I've been trading. You know, I definitely anticipated being able to get out of this trade quickly enough to cap losses so that I certainly didn't go negative on the day, but didn't, you know, wipe out all of my profits on the day. You know, that's trading for you. So I get to go and do something else with the rest of my day and come back and, you know, make up the rest of it. You know, really quite fortunately, you know, I've got a portfolio that's doing well. You know, I can live to play another day. Definitely not what I wanted to see. Not the way I wanted to start off the week. All right, everybody. Hey, good luck out there. I hope you learned something. Take care.